agenda so enye Benghazi ababeka ensa Benjamin Jewa Pia na dodo no efre no Benghazi Amantana Bashiru Bolera wono so ewo aha Ben morning
ache hene morning
boko die
adom any tactics any edinemu tumi nyina awura anope ye bedanase bibia anope nyoma mo aye din nyina de ama ye srerade so wa wasugu so autie new 88.3 FM kane hu se upejatifoɔ ene awurade
uti
pejafoɔ ene awurade ɔno na wo kan trosem na yeso obia ne ho no mode ne ho abona nanim egu aseda ye tode den kura mpa ɔno awurade ɔyɛ nsenkyerene ti obi bia ote anopai bia ye besre se abra nwomomu aye den abra ni daaso ni baabia no nyame nankasa ɔma wo etwen honhom sa etwen honhom no daakye woni bia na obedi edanfofo achi se won meka kyerɛ so mahumala bi wa hanom na ye fa honom sisi obema ye favor bia ni honom ensi ni erade de bema how can Psalms honom baabia me referee exact quotation no ɔse nyankopɔn de ɔno na ɔmasika na ɔno ɔmasika nso a awrehuo bia anya den endi akyire enti won kofa baabi sɛ wokɔ akɔpeska baabi a wobɛkɔ akɔfa bia wogiska no wi awrehuo ta akyire that's me no na me wɔ me early 30s me nkɔ akyire but me hu nyankopɔn sa wɔ mabrabo enti sɛ ya den bi wɔ hɔ no enrom bi wɔ hɔ no ma enum edru ba bi enum be ye den me ka time na me ti abelimpi asem bi to me nana me ni obia obegye me dako e bo be 12 anajo me di su na me kom nkoto aduanim na me free rade na me ka kire rade se kire se that is ada no me ne kasa me ne kasa te se me papa mbe ka kire ne sa asem atumi so when yimi a me ne mekuase that will be my end me ne kasa be kasa ne otena me mpa ne nchen a otie me bompa ye we ndi be 1 minute kura ne me tia ne se bibi ka kire me se obeboa me men kama kuma ntumi yem obeboa me ache no obi aka bibi aguma so ampa so cause asema to me no na yes kasem na sika no so na so na me gini se metumi atua sa sika no ampa ya me ka kirem so obeboa me ampa anche baby amboa ne fi ba ekura na maninda timesre obi bia anopai wasi utrase o se yedai erade yedai
o ye
tipejafo na kire se wo wodi anopai wo wodi areho a uti esi fom no ni obetumi amma uti so no obetumi apeja uti ema wasanso anya anidaso obi no eye asafo erade okay abra Israelite no owo no mo keka omo na ye ka kire Moses say on mount ne stick no na nkofo no nya den emfo mani nya den ehwe no sanya me ne yeso no obenya no mugedi ebe that's it but say me anka me de babesi asem so asofo bi ka ensem bi a kukuom no mesre so omo benya akukuduro no maba abontene na wono mo aka no maka ne ye na ye nyina ya bompaye na se agolo women fo ye hu so omo bompaye de na asie omo de adwo mahama babia no ma jampai bo agolo fo no atamios time eno omo bai obekai atamios time o shomai mo bompaye ma Ghana kire se na enuomamu ekoyie pa ansa na papa na ewu owu ye na yewura John Dramani Mahama betena akonya so a yehu omu bio ene wasan so aba bio emma sebe omu de omu yefunu to wonom ebom pa ye kyerekom ede ma oman agulofo no sisi omu wo hemfa. Why have they stopped praying? And why are they not praying? Because it seems that anytime this man comes to power, biano, these women of God and I am a minimum sebi one more bomb pie ekata oman so no, they don't pray again. What is going on? Enti ma minimum mo aglo no ni ade nyina so ma kuofo a mukosia wo independence ana mo bomb pie e de mo man ye besre mo sorry. Ene amamefo bebre so mo kodwoma ye ntade from anopa kopim awien kopim enumre bibia aba fom dollar aba fom fu aba fom enso ye ntonioma na asofofo na wono mo kase edura nadwo a omu hu pa se sunsumu aba besia ewo ye dwoma ye maame no mo koton nioma wo honom no ye besla glofo no se omo sorry na sa sunsum na ebedi oman so ebedi ye dwom ama ye maamefo no mo kɔ ekɔ se omo kɔ akoton nioma a fiti anopa kopim anwumre ye ntɔhye no abra dollar aba fom abra fuel prices aba fom aduane ne binim kura nso aba fom a sebe yentumi ye maame no mo ekodwoma omo ntɔ omo nioma no ye very very spiritual a ye besre se aglo women fo ni nyina no ye nkotodwogu fom mo sorry bio na mo mbɔ ye mfa ma oman no na mo nka ye maame no mo tena dwom a sebe anope omo tie yen because eya reho say ye maame no mutumi kotena anopa na nsem omo ka kura ne se president Akufo-Addo time a na sebe dollar no wosoro no na omo kodwom omo ton nioma ni edi omo dwa enti agulofo ye sremo ye maame no ba bia mo wo bia no mo sori na mo sanso nhia bio na asofo no bi no mo ka se ahonhom bi etwa ba bia ye maame no mo ton omo nioma ewo dwom ne ade no ebo anadwo 12 bia omo hu ahonhom mo sorry na mo nta omo chini mo mpa ye na ya maame no mo entumi nya omo fa ahodie
amantana money
dachi ariache
boko de
ga mi adumo wa wo hwa mi adum boko bi e woko kamera nda sisi oso o de tena hana sere yes they be now yellow dachi Ega somehow you see Benghazi should be serious in this country. He should be serious. You see
na menye serious.
No,
yeah. Me ekoso a enya ye ka no. Ye ma me no mo mpa ye bi o ye ka o say I should be serious. Hey, amantana.
That's it. Meet you.
I don't know but I know I'm minority for a press conference. Press conference almost 40 government for the shortage of transport in the urban city. In fact, Enra, even in Kumasi, almost drivers phobia air chichi or more for the purposes or more overcharge.
Yeah.
Some of the drivers will tell you, say, baby or what a boss sixer, car no, and yet then alcohol. Acquiring yet. If I need to go there, you need to give me an incentive for me to be able to go there. And you give 5 cities, maybe 10 cities, so that I will go there. The kind of media, menko, want to win your head.
That's it. I think these are some of the things I ever tell her. You see, or how be or how now wins this fiscal or how a government's position is always to solve problems, no matter what the problem is. Even sometimes to some extent your personal problem and it becomes a public problem. That means that it relies within the remit of the government to find solutions to those problems. That is why this current NDC government, we are focused on making sure as a buy to make sure that we solve certain problems that comes up now solve now. Transport issues has been a matter that make us a chance here. Transport issues as such. Right from that was what President Kufuor saw say transportation in this country was a problem. That's why this issue of Metro Masses came about in the first place. Metro Masses, President Kufuor had to buy. ya in the uni on the call parliament ya approve ya ebe dane say it became an authority to say there and she see you nim say there's something called Metromas. It was under His Excellency President Kufuor Dubai. That meant that there was a problem relating to transportation. By Ghana Moyeti, we solve problems, but we don't continue to. My friend say, would they say, be bad? Now I say, you solve that problem, no. But instead of us to continue to make sure, say, if we continue to share problems, say, about each now solve no, then we leave it to go and be looking at other matters. Now, I am saying this because when these buses came, President Kufuor came with about 1,000 buses. That is according to the report I ate. About 1,000 buses. And the President Kufuor did share a year Metromas. But I stand to be corrected. That 1,000 buses and the operatives are a bit rude. Though some of them got spoiled, some of them were replaced at some point. A bit rude President John Evans Atamel's time. When President John Evans Atamels came, he also saw that it was important, say, or the transport to be a back. So he also brought some of the buses in. Now, it went down to MPP time. When MPP came, about 500 of the buses were
me patrol, anope. And my young fire emotions in my year to my one. Master, all can watch my canoprano. Because more time buses are more toy, yeah. Or more years crabs. Yeah, you know, yeah, I dear met about time on workers, about time. Remember, Dim Trobiano pay, Master.
Thank you. That's it. And then we if you have So, MPP time, they sold about 500 buses. Yankwa almost some of the sky train ba. Not Ghana for you be any agent. You say, oh, something train there, then find say, we have a Ghana transportation system. You pay $2 million. I did my president Kufuor and Dr. Bawumia say, Mon farmer mon call no mon fire sky train so that we can benefit from that sky train. Because we go Dubai a own sky train. The what? We go US a own sky train. We go Amans baby a own sky train. Maybe that would have been the first in West Africa. And they paid us $2 million at the MPP government. Say, "Mo find a sky train." That's it. I'm going to chomo no. Buses are not care so I'm rehabilitate. Buses are you can easily fix those buses. No, I'm going to start buses in the 25 to 2,500 Ghana cedis, 3,000 Ghana cedis. Without adding anything, no.
I don't think you shortage.
Exactly. That is yes, because successive governments, you know, it got to a point when a particular government left the transportation sector that issue rots. Every MPP time, I must say the investment in transportation, they won't do it. Vice President Bawumia then came and told us they are bringing about 100 electrical buses. They bon semano. In fact, when he made that promise, he bon semano. He's bringing such a novel something. Ebabe Ghana for. When the say by 10 out of 100, 19 upon him. Almost somebody 100 buses say back. In fact, that's it. Imagine that they had brought this 100 buses way. Electrical buses way. And come in no and they can say. President Obama will come and improve upon it because governance is continuity. But you got here 10 buses and I'll cover and a G fine. You 10 buses. Currently, those 10 buses, they are in the system. You see, it is for the public gain. It's for the public use. It's solving certain part of our transportation issues. The NDC government has come under President Mahama. Yes, I could offer about 300 buses. Suzuki was saying we can't some metro masses. So this all to boost the transportation sector, making sure that this issue of transportation shortage and those things. Look, it's at a point where we wouldn't leave the transportation sector and say, oh, private owners don't handle, because it is sometimes difficult for only the private owners. So government now is putting themselves into SARS system and say we need to also provide those systems. I mean the buses to make sure that it transport people in and out.
And
what say just recently, yet say Ministry of Transport or ma say little buses and then metro masses buses maybe. Shall say a commuting or Kaswa and other areas. You see, it is gradually reducing the tension about transport issues. That means that government need the almost shema is
but you see, this morning I had a chance to complain. The managing director of Metro Mass, and it is in front of the graphic, was a Metro Mass spare pass stuck at port for 2 years.
Correct.
If you are managing director, and I said you will come out to come and complain to us, say, I stuck it our port for 2 years. When you are importing, now
I think that we've been in power for America said 1 year. No?
Yes.
Good. So we can only complain about the 1 year of his tenure. No?
Yeah, but I'm saying,
yeah.
governance is continuous.
Yes.
What about what we say? There was spare pass. So
the question is
until for the full year.
The question is that
one whole year and
when did he hear? Say a stack of
but so called on your handover note.
Handover note. Maybe you might not have read everything in the handover note. Gradual will read that will be say, oh, we were. That's how come that even when we came electricity or almost say via the Nyoma port for several years, it didn't take the government 1 day to know say in Nyoma handover note. They look into it, then they solve the problems. So once he himself has come to mention it, that means that a drastic effort has to be taken to make sure that those things happen. But the question is even that why didn't they import them long ago? You see, we do that and shift the complaint or the blame onto somebody who is not supposed to even be bearing the blame. Those Metro Mass spare parts, see, look, they are selling, so those spare parts no whole, but run down to the election somewhere in October. And I guess more clear spare parts to solve those issues, problems. They rather were selling those buses as low as 3,000 Ghana cedis, 2,500 Ghana cedis under NPP government. These are all things that we should look at. But and also to encourage the managing director and say, he should take that drastic effort to make sure say obey EF report. So that they will use it to solve problems at our Metro Mass systems. You see, this is not a pointer minority for because they know their problems. Government itself knows that it is a problem of government, not only President Mama's government, but successive governments. A President Akufo-Addo government nankasano, among for many issues of transportation issues. So that is what we are facing today. What can I say? President Kufuor, when this electricity issue came, he told us he would manage electricity issues. Before he left power, Okache said, Obe manage issues of electricity. When he came to Professor Mills, he was still managing it. He came to his Excellency John Dramani Mahama, or say, we will solve the electricity crisis in this country. And lo and behold, by the grace of God, we were able to solve the electricity crisis before 2016 election. So when there's a problem, you solve it. And that is what President Mama has come to see. Say, there's a problem within the transport sector as we speak now. What do? We leave complaint aside and solve the problem. And that is why the Ministry of Transport say, you're importing more buses to come and complement the existing buses we now.
But you see, my issue is that anytime you say so the company Metro Mass, the company Ayalolo, the company whatever or state transport, how much are they bringing into the Ghana coffers, into the consolidated fund? All the time we need to give them money to be able to bring more buses.
The complaints about how much they bring has not come, and the INT say they are not bringing a lot, or they are not bringing revenue to be added to the consolidated fund. INT is Akasan. Maybe if it comes up, then we can talk about it. But as it is now, we can say that once government do not complain about what they come with, or any minister of finance hasn't complained about what the metro must come with now, that means that bibi free hoeba. Maybe we can say management nan kasano and a binimu nye omojuma now a binimu anya omojuma ye and into na nyoma we see. Other than that, a bus that is 2017 bus, you're torn 2,500 Ghana cedis. You're torn 3,000 Ghana cedis.
First time in 2 minutes.
And walk or car, they tell you that say bus has got it has it's a 2017 could not destroy to some leveler. You need to sell it at that amount. It's not just back and a motor here. 2,500 Ghana cedis.
But you also agree with me, say, Uncle, could do private man in same one. The private man would have handled it with care and well.
Certainly. So that is why we are talking. We are asking that.
So then you agree that people say government do not have any business in doing business in the transportation area. It should leave it to the private sector to do.
No, I disagree. You see, when you leave it for only the public sector, no, so omonye. And then you see, one reason why it is important for government to put itself in transport sector, no say. The private man will get up one day and say, "Oh, Juma, won't mean shame? In the car, you can't do anything to a person." That's why transport owners will get up and say, "Oh, yeah, I want to sit and strike." Okay, if you go and sit and strike, government has buses; they will work. You see, there should be a fair competition between them and the government.
Okay.
So when there's a fair competition, no, there are more policies need to have as private people, no, and now more as private people, no, they will relax them. Government na kasa no they will relax them so that they will do fair competition where you they work diligently. But when you leave it for only the private sector and now only government sector now, that means that you are not going to do any fair to that particular sector.
Begazi.
Oh, sir, I want to know Obahanoma. Yeah, your listeners know, give them the respect. I am Trono sometimes and Trono does.
And the okay intro.
And somehow all can in now. NDC4. One more time, 2013, we were home and I went into the archives. I have a story here as reported by my Joy Online. This is 24th October 2013, 9:25 a.m. And it is here. So officer Meboa, one more Facebook. This is the story here. Maybe hold on. You see? Also, Metro Mars denies cheap sale of used buses. Make a second paragraph no. A journalist blew the alarm as far back as in 2013. So President Kufuor buses now, one more to buy 2000 to 2008. You know. In the year 2013, not President Ben or not now. Who was the president at that time? President John Dramani Mahama and then President Otinashu. Yeah. And one more cocoa our batches we no. Kumase, omotom buses ni cheaper, omotoma sa scraps. Ya from us say dadia fui. Ya turn the mo nana afi oko Kumase a. Omo the buses in na omo the airport. More time. Kufuor buses omotom more time. At the airport. Obetina hanom kasa den ni day. And more time. And a presidency, mutumi ton Toyota Camry 2000, Edema government appointee. Mutumi ton Ford F-150 truck, Kesiye, mutumi ton 6,000, Edema government appointee. President Akufo-Addo buy no be twa ni nyina mu. Say fiti na ekọ aban cars ni ade nyina obia no hon mo metumi a oxen bi ama any government appointee and also say any bia. President Akufo-Addo on the betwa asade enu nyina. And what are you talking about? Amantana. What are you talking about? It is over to now my mesre. Momo time na Kufuor buses near the airport. Member me tun futron fangu yani. Wow. Ansa ne shortage yi be ya na ase amobe. Enye ye fi aban mu na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. One more for electric buses in the buy. Besides, all mobile or matwa swana. Okay, tap and go. Okay, tap and go. Besides, all mobile or matwas. Because me pacho, na tap and go when I'm the buy pa. Mo matwaso. Tap and go. tap and go. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na de buy. Electric buses here and then Dumelo Kojina Shiasi me pacho.
Ayalolo was tap and go. Ayalolo why did they buy? It was tap and go.
Ayalolo wasn't tap and go.
What is it?
Ayalolo wasn't tap and go.
What they call it? Children say that
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na de buy. Bus na de mo buy. Ayalolo any BT lanes, South Fast Track lane na omo ye ya no. Don Mahama.
That was a system.
Idea.
Ayalolo de buy.
Na card name.
Man,
No,
Tap and go. That is why you are here. Wait, that is why you are here. You have the opportunity to rebut.
Now, tap and Ayalolo na nkofo mforo. Wana na ekura card. Ofra yet na utua cash. Eno kura po buy na omo se binum bus conductors ni bebre titobo. Eno tia na omo kofa sa Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say if that is the problem there, yemfa sa card number ulodu onto the card, ujina bus no wo de to so no afro. Ti se ne omo ye wo London no. Na kire se sika bia nkonkoye den enkonkodi obi nsem. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia said we should move away from that cash system. And that is why they brought the tap and go. Look, Mr. I'm begging you, me pacho, the bus and the BT lane, you know. One say, unam kwanswa, omo ye lane bit one man na Ayalolo phone kwan. Eya mo na mo de buy bus no mo na mo de buy. Any sa lane no sa fast track lane na mo de buy na wo kwan no mo na mo de buy no. But na conductors ni jijiska na omo kwa buntumi nye sales and na mo watch. And now after there to move away from the cash system, no, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia this idea and buy. Look, I am saying, say, this government, a ban of transportation system here, and baby MPP ye kudru ya no, and some to electric buses here on the buy ya, ye call launch and san ye fear bem, I don't know want to us. And so I want you to buy and send a John Dumelo Aqua Jinashia Sinu Pongulu, a franco for so momefro buses sleeping franco. I don't know say, hey, who's our cromano. Obi ba no ya de pa obi mpese obeto aso ene she agenda 111 hospitals a egunwure ma essay ene this fo nko a MPP fo nso bi ni mo on ma MPP fo nso ba sebe NDC fo ya de a eya eso omoto aso a eduru ba bi a won mo so nto aso, and that is a problem for this country. Yes na oman no enye ye yes e-block schools bi no ni ade a anka sebi MPP ye ba ye anka se ye to aso yeso ye de tonche enti de bia say ni sa no o man be de akonanim enti a drivers for no ka say eduru ba bi na so o mo kɔ a ekwan ne nya eye no kre ndc for ba ye wono mo aye kwan bi we kwan asese una Madina runabout atomic runabout wono ma untumi mponko potholes akese pa ida ho no so su ohun Madina MP no so su ohun
Danfafo say omo hia no baby okogina here demonstration na
Abu Ramadan wadanta haya
sa gande wasan
enti sa nneoma nyina ya nneoma bi a sebe ye edi oman ni nya ese heka that you na me no kasa for the very first time Ghana card president Kufuor de buy obi akoya na enye free ene dollar ba form fuel aba form ene wo kwa akoye Ghana card a onum so o me charge you 30 cedis we your first time user first time user you bet charge you 30 Ghana cedis and no one release you o mo release no one
me hu say o mo so be replace at 200 cedis
replacement ni dey different me say o ba be ye Ghana card fofora under this government o mo charge you 30 Ghana cedis so me boa mo nya yi me boa ka e wo hanom there will enter a press release na bia no one can kai ade na wo share why you din a wo tena honom
na wo kasa
bibia ba form anso bibia e kosoro me betena honom a empenifo so ya ama men kekam ni ade ba abai edi abro fuel prices and wo ko abanya na wiase akwana nyina fuel prices per barrel aba form anso to Mahama trimodinfo or the one city atosu say liter bia ye beto bia or to the one city anso fuel prices aba form wiase afana nyina ade na say ye won sa okroma. What is happening in this country? Bibia dollar aba form bibia fuel aba form intiniasa abani ye no ontumi nye bibia is for optics settings nko na aban ye
enti
because wakwa aba ono wadi bi pay no ya anya ye no this time wo hu say ai nkofo yi say no omote wo hu de we Ghana fo adwen netie na wo pe obi a ombu Ghana fo pan edwo mahama enyo no na ka kire say Ghana fo ye ware fie onim ye onim Ghana fo ye onim de we ayedwen onim de we ayedidi onim de we ayenante because wakọ no waba bio into this time no oye nneoma bi a ebema enkofo bi odi brim wani so adanko dada ade wo a wadwene wo fom bia obedwene say aban ye bibi enso wo ko wiase afa na nyina ene fuel prices na ye very very cheap enso to mahama edi 1 cedi ato so say obi ato fuel a enso onya 1 cedi efiso per liter. What is happening in this country?
Enti ma mefa de we into dwa quickly parliamentary approval for fees and charges 2025 National Identification Authority or say first time registration first time registration below 25 years free. First time registration 25 years and above obetua 30 cedis.
Senior mekano. But what do you have to one meba?
Yes.
First no. What the 100?
Manenkai.
What the 50? What the 2 years old? What the no free?
Manenkai.
Aban we buy ya. Sebi o. Bibia almost $1 above from omudi 20 years so bibia ko from and so what to electricity move 4 times. And the Ghana card for the very first time almost where the 25. Now they on one man omudi 25 Abraham President Akufo-Addo was one of them free no more ya no oh my man can say oh
let's time
so I can say me can say ye mama yi
no all kind of man
penifo tie me mesre
dachi kai wa de na enti
dachi
waka say wi
enti abanda da na sebi enuma mu ade no ono no krampo antum
but me can say when a district officer we need a district office.
So now first district officer.
Premium office.
I have premium and they are different.
Premium office. Was it first time registration F110 Ghana cedis.
Yes.
Card replacement 520 Ghana cedis. Premium. And I think so. Record updates with replacement of card 410 national record updates nationality record updates 410 card renewal 410 and I so card update only 165 Dudwana Ebeko district and the district no and 30 Ghana cedis for 25 years and above and ye be a move for free one ba me
patriotism ne meka no nem pese me kire oni say
yes.
Abanda da bi bet na so 8 good years
oh ye ne free
obi aska and now almost see aban papa aba no aban a wama dollar no akọ e form wama fuel prices ayeden akọ form and then sa aban no no bia o ka bibia almost see aban papa aba o aban da na enye no wan charge obi a hwe premium na o kan na 400 no first na premium no ne kire say open in tentema no passion no mo 200 Ghana tieni ye ena aban bia ba enoma nyina aye yie no ene osu onipa bia wadi 25 years and above o kwa akoye o Ghana card na oju 30 Ghana cedis enso na aban dada na aban boni na yetu omo ayekoto omo totwene no no nji obi ahye me no ka say ene nkofo nsuo aye basa galamse koso electricity omatumu empen 4 times
me da say
wo kroma hanom
amantana
baby omo tene ye honum na ye tene omo ka kire ye ntie na ye bibia ye se o free SHSaba enso ene omo the same thing omo ye yo dollar na ba form fuel na ba form dollar na ba form fuel na ba form ye ka bibia hwe nkoso wo kroma ha
amantana
hwe nkoso wo kroma ha ye ka bibia omo so dollar na ba form
dache ye wa buy mu se onim sa
so mu abem
ye wa buy mu so whilst they are doing a lot of propaganda na ye boy juma me wa I am telling you that about 350 buses, bus system.
What you say deputy minister now what video.
Exactly. It is all to support Ghana for now. Mupeka some better net and more come for your Daniel Alpha for it is for the public use.
The electric buses now. Amanda.
Oh, please.
I said electric bus muka somebody handed by 10 and with the buy.
Now
Most electric buses say ba mo ntimi amfamba nyame adom yaba yes here the 350 buses eba ye be di e bo hye so amana be Ghana ha to leverage the situations that you will ene ya ye bring and amaka channel say when there's a problem in the system you solve it, and that is exactly why His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is doing niamo ye wa tibida wan hu bida no kre waka wan hu bida sa intro propaganda hwe enyo no ko na hu bido Ghana for kura hu bida say ya kasatintin kapsati hypocrisy gasa say ya na modi sa 2016 mutu His Excellency John Dramani Mahama free ho o ka semba ko pe say posterity will judge his government no kura the posterity has judged his governance, you know? And he has won an election overwhelmingly. That meant that Ghana for who said President John Dramani Mahama, who was right for the position even in 2016. But then, we uniform mobile. Some metro mass transit na yese mbeshim kinano. Mobile na hata. Bibia say ho. Mo fa bia kan ho. Musa the big airtoy for 2,500 Ghana cedis and 3,000 Ghana cedis. Man for Bianca. Electric buses, yes, for me, bra. Moko for 10, Musa 100, Moko for 10. Adiaba. A year Juma currently. A B year Juma, Menuka say. Spare pass, you're interested in spare pass in the year free home. Asaba. So what you are talking about with Jewuko Galamsey why not be so Galamsey question will not pay? No,
I don't go for so man can you Galamsey in a man for young also found Pacho also will catch in a farm
Benghazi
money
and found
my man
for phone so man or catch them say Galamsey one be some Galamsey as more.
Yeah, that's not what be saying Galamsey you see
and some kofon young
when you ask question you see
and a pay woman and can't say omukunu no babe jamu because omunyan so ndare I don't know what ba mo nyoma nyina mo say nyoma wo krom ha and afu aba for mo kofo pont adwuma kro mo nya trotro na mo de akofie ye tena hanoma e ka kire wa wo se meyenka
Benghazi the latest here that you nya free the latest news that you nya free Ghana transport I mean Ghana water company yet he say the tenuity of water na ye so bad no ene atiso oh please ene atiso mini wonim it has come from the same people omo na more government mo na mo say it has become so worse, it has become so bad to the extent that yentimi nya ho hwe by net the same company has come to say atiso me my area where I stay Spintex the tap I get my water to through no me type call offer 3 days it come back it comes back you understand. So what happens in the water sector? More time. Na poto. OPM is a question about water issues. Now you are also talking about Galamsey one cent. Oh, Pacho. Oh, Benghazi, don't do that. You see, when you are lying, you don't allow me to talk. Who call electricity one cent? Electricity prices. Muka tina se money. Your friend say IMF for. Muka say all the time, every quarter. You have to increase electricity prices. Every quarter you have to increase electricity prices. Now you see, I'm from bar. Sir, IMF jail money on because you bet me with look, you were the only government. You were the only government in the history of Ghana. Ghana, sorry, no. There has never been any government. Mobile, mobile to IMF. More commercial IMF to all. There's never been any government in this system. That shows that mobile be here in Juma Muamu Benghazi. Ukura one yes some of the things I did. President Akufo-Addo and some other people are almost surrounded. They are those they came and govern this government for their own self. An attempt to bring in issues of Ejapa. Ekade and commodity Ejapa by 2 years. So look, we are committed in working for the country. John Mahama has known, say, I have say problem on how we are solving. First of all, when we came, we realized that issues of electricity,
but
a problem. Maybe issues of electricity, a problem. Yeah, per Ghana of what you say, 1 liter fuel, no, for 1 Ghana cedis, MI.
World market price. Ghana
for
world market price. I want
us to
Benghazi,
don't do that.
World market price. Prices will be for
the question I want to ask is
don't be doing that.
Till you solve the problem. Till you solve the problem. Till you solve the problem.
Let me land on this one.
No, till you solve the problem. What is the ordinary Ghanaian no petrol to the Akonifian? What would that person do?
I'm coming. Before I come there. You see, of course, crude oil prices above from Ghana. I mean, world market above from. It is true. Please. I don't know what wouldn't you mention?
Me too.
Correct. I call from world market.
Yes.
Now, so say the alcohol from world market.
Yes.
Definitely the price of fuel will reduce.
Good.
Right?
Yes.
That is why how come that I really see Abebe drew her. But you see, it does not do that in isolation. So currency and strong. That means that you will still use more money to go and buy the
fuel. So assuming it was down and the dollar was at 17,
still
you will still have. So
absolutely.
it is
your poor management contributed to the fact that fuel prices
exchange rate and the falling of the market price. Yes, that is right. Wait.
It is not true that it is only because of the crude oil core from and the fuel but because of the proper management of His Excellency John Dramani being able to
proper management.
Yes, and they say price of dollars, form.
The city has appreciated.
So in that, a bit and I'm a fool there. I'm back from Senegal. Now, 1 city was for people. We told you that we need 1 city to solve electricity crisis, and then we know can say electricity crisis. It has been solved. It has been solved. No issue of electricity crisis in this country. Who say light to do that means that your transformer, your area transformer, or there have to be an upgrade of your wires. That is it. Not issues of finance in this country anymore. So it has been solved. Issues of that has been solved.
You don't know what is going on ground. Because
you want to do your own propaganda. But then many say with all the propaganda, the Ghanaian people are still buying rice at the market at a very cheap price.
But maybe some question. I want you to answer that question. Say, so what's it more by solving issue of transportation until you solve that issue?
Of course.
The ordinary Ghanaian and now if you first no 5 cities, they say driver is over 15 cities on your then.
Good. So you know the first time in history of this country, say, who say tax force be a both driver and mates, and a Ghana for a supported tax force.
You know open market.
No, do you know that?
Open market.
No, do you know that? Despite the laws surrounding us, because of that, even the politicians within NDC, we know that near tax force for the year, Omako Buobi ND Mrakwayanso. But you know why? The public are supporting the task force to manage the cost of transportation for the public. So the public are speaking for those people. They are happy. So even politicians are not talking. Into MPP now the issue of transportation, we know that it's an issue and case a government, subsidy government, you have one else solves that problem. But unfortunately, a bit of buy on the buses and they did not add anything to it. So now the president of the country now, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, say the 350 buses ever complementing. That is what will solve. Will help to reduce the issue of transportation crisis in this country. And what Yebeka was said, management, and Yebeka said, proper management should be put in place to make sure say Sandy Omana we got 20 buses for 2,500 Ghana cedis, 3,000 Ghana cedis. It shouldn't happen again. That's what we should be talking about. But sooner than later, we know that transportation issues.
That's it.
They're solving. Aside from that, the discussion of railway is also on top. That the government is considering issues of railway, it will be complementing issues of transport. But that's a long-term investment because railway sector is highly a costly area. Say, what do you see? Say more money should go into that.
That's it. Look, you see, there's so much disrespect that comes from these NDC communicators. And when you are trying to expose them, they don't want to listen. Me say, me catch you say. If you see a fan, you know, what to for prices so. Crude in the idea in our form. And when more time day, almost one city at so.
Now, some of the one city to so and so.
Dum so ben and nane wo hon. Dum so ben and nane wo hon. Unum dum so proper dum so ne time no. And the president Akufo-Addo buy like to see so except some phrase areas and phases be as almost a transformers and nana ongoing. Nandra Sunday, President Mahama can't President Mahama.
Why they solve do so? No, that's it. Why they solve do so?
President Mahama
solve so. NDC solved do so before they left out in 2016.
You patrol yate.
What can you No, you agree.
Patrol yate.
What you agree?
Me patrol yo. So what can I say? Martin, when person me yede. And running and say, President Mahama.
Your time of doing so was because of finances.
President Mahama could not sorry them say, Onukurano, he's shocked to say, economy has been able to recover fully.
But he said one thing.
What did he say?
He says that he is shocked.
Yes.
That the rate at which the economy has recovered.
Yes.
But the only thing he can say is that it is God.
No, but it also as a result of a normal previous government. You know,
what?
Come, two things. Good for oil reserves. Good for oil. And you're good for all your yarn and they're good for the Matia.
It was not to solve the issue of dollar.
If there's nothing that has helped the government, debt restructuring is what
debt restructuring is what
because now what you are supposed to pay, your debt that you are supposed to service was shifted.
Yes,
before you sold.
Is that the one pensioner sika omo akwa ma umiem.
There are so many things in there. Debt restructuring.
That's what I'm saying. And omo koji pensioner sika omo ntimi
as an MPP member.
And omo collapse banks no.
Farie mama fa court.
As an MPP member, the haircut thing affected us greatly. And one of the
that was your style of management.
Was one of the
incompetency. That was your style of management. And more phone kokra pensioners
President Mahama say ayenu who say economy na to me turning around quickly, and it's because say answer na President Akufo-Addo no mo ebefie akonya no mu no one mo ka kire and say the next president is going to do what President Akufo-Addo ankasa asem no one kasa the next president now Oba no he is going to make sure say the economy will revamp.
Now he's going to put
it hear me. President, because at that time, not President Akufo-Addo, no the new Akwemu. Bloomberg predicted say Ghana economy was going to bounce back in 2025. Bloomberg, and it is there. Who bet to me no ready? Oh, me see. Bloomberg am I yet yes. Oh, me adena woman mean to us.
I didn't tell a woman in Casa. Oh, Casa not here, and tell
you your mammy to me, mammy cranty. Make Casa mammy, ye. Oh, Asama, a woman and say, at the end of the day, from Mahama, Casa, you're a president of Akufo-Addo, a born woman, almost an annual but they took long term plans, not the next person at Urban Foundation. President Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia a build them out. Omo Babe to us from there. And then okay, also me boa. And then a new man in Asia paying so. And so Adena and Noma Air Cosro. And then university, I'm on for 25% increment.
Muse, Moba Bemuna, overhead here no Popuasi.
Yes.
Saturday night this for your design near ye pen musicania, but mobile must say moon pension and ye. But and the moon pension that credit was ascribed to the MPP.
And then Pokwasi, a Yudia, Amasamadia. so almost John Mahama na eh
na say ama sama
de so bia nim say president Akufo-Addo and start here
no
so omo wie na omo kokotwam a one mo be say president Mahama na yes akwa na say patre say amembo no ye toa so fi
baby
what you say ye toa so fi baby into president Akufo-Addo ne Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia no e put in place and no next government no ba obetumi ato aso I know what's so
1 minute na fe me mfa me
the economy now turning around no mo for credit ni ma MPP
you see when it
comes to
when it comes to
when
it comes to economy
1 minute
I understand that Benghazi is deficient when it comes to economy let me don't blame you you see first of all you didn't know what was called fiscal discipline in this country MPP4 you can't fiscal discipline na munim na mu koye investment and who here investment for any reward mbabiem either the long term or the short term no investment was going to come investment like muko tutu omona semo de koti cathedral was not in consignment with physical discipline a lot of physical discipline
24-hour economy no way
and no dey mu call
24-hour economy na mo promising na we hefa
and no dey mu call
24-hour economy no way
so IMF for catch am say do physical discipline in the physical discipline no you understand but you know what do you know that IMF say my threshold who say in the by this time no anka ebe 1.5% of that threshold currently we have exceeded it we are 2% of it so that means that drastic effort has been taken by the President John Dramani Mahama's government to make sure say Saudi no ebetimi ayes
so munya trade so asema make ya on me nya adwi aban papa be Ghana card Akufo-Addo time aban bone no na obia yin free enso na aban papa aba bibia ekofo dollar ekofo fuel ekofo enso noma bi ho no ma omoji iska iti na ye koya na ye bae o kan na NDC fo ye aba be attack ye ne kranya me ne ne ukop aduane prices ni nyina extra na eko ene Uber ufa Yango ufa Bota prices no kosoro enso fo aba from dollar ewo from enso bibia obeye bia no enwema nya yi amamefo so omokodwoma omonton ade asofo nuoma hu ena omoka me am a very spiritual person me elder wa masori o me elder wa masori enti me ba betena no na asofo omu sunsum nuoma eka sesei na ye ma me no kodwom na omonton nuoma na sunsum fibi na ebedi eso a
youth no be obako
of course me konya me adoma I'm going to contest for the national youth organizer of the NPP look you see me ba nya me adoma me ba sam penufo omu di party na nim nyina na eso omu kotena baby yembebu ne yebesom omu that is what I'm going to do MPP party na penufo de bia penufo 60 and above nko na de bia omu ye you know I'm going to marshal the youth and mo aba na front row na penufo so duru ba bia ya na nanu mo kofo a
betu efu akire
ombetu yefu akire emperi ye efie kura ya na nanu mo ye a enye ye ne ye aduane embebu na ewo fie ne na ye aduane na omatim penufo yes ye de esi tremu edi nsu aka ho no aye intini eso mo nsaka bia ye de be mo but MPP young youth and vibrant youth no will take center stage of our party and that is why I'm going to contest sa politics of godfather godmother yini nyina no ye de beto nche niama young people are omo betumi awura politics no omo make a difference etumi aba at the center stage near to me push and na NDC appointees from here about almost about 35% youth aden na MPP for the biana ya man kokranko na etwa party no ehia ne ade
the youth need to come forward
yes we are going to under my watch I'm going to make sure say mbebu no be kwa anim na ya sum mpanimfo no afoto obi o mo de be ma bia so ye betie but ewiase ne ba bia ya duru no so almost see akwa bi aba your friend I show speed o say yes we did 21 years na sika owo no Gen-Z o sika owo no ideas o de ye no yes bibia ba mo friend streaming any idea enkokora ne ade nyina no omu nim ade o mo friend streaming and me ma
the world has overgrown them
me ma me epe bibi wo WhatsApp no bre no ho ase ma me kire no and so apart from that me ka bibia kire no ntie da bia ye duru no yembebum ya time ni yanso ye ade a ye ma ne ye fe ye ma ne ye akono
me da say Amantana.
You know one thing I realized about Ghanaians? They can't tax Ghana phones through tax. That's what I've realized. But the use of the tax now, and a problem.
They already here no.
They already here no, and a problem. And the amount me who say no crane Ghana phones through tax. You remember the issue of road tolls no more person you free under MPP. Drivers nankasa ba be steady demonstration say road toll no kura wa ho no ya kwan nye e na mo be yi road toll free. It's not an issue. Omonja road toll no metu yaka. And then people see the bida omo policy on beso mo ye nti omo ye free ho. And I press mama buy. O say my 1 Ghana cedis out of a liter. Fuel la what me be reduce. Amana be do 9 Ghana cedis no. O say mama 1 Ghana cedis out of a liter. Ghana for say musa say yes, 1 Ghana cedis no. You see, and then Ghanaians are not complaining because omunim say sa 1 Ghana cedis no. Ye di juma e so mpe juma omo pe. I saw on social media bi no kura ka say and the be sa dia omo san yi 1 Ghana omo fan san 1 Ghana cedi enfan to fuel no so that they will use it for another project. To check another project, say road project and say bibia no mo dey san check sa ho no. So when Ghanaians realize that they are getting the value for their money, they are getting value for it, they will continue to pay. But when they see that they amount will be bottom there, that is where they are reluctant to pay what we call a tour. So in all, no, look, and then we know what way things are going on well.
That's it.
And journalists to be. Wale baby. Patrol. Yan kanu omonche. Asojafoɔ na ɔmo so ɔmo akɔbo ɔmo no. Patrol yan fa ya no ntum. Ɔmo kɔ bo wan. Ɔmo akɔbo journalist bi City FM o sɛdɛn.
TV3 journalist. This morning when I was coming out.
Saa nneɛma na ɛkɔ so na ɛsɛ ɔmo hwɛ no yɛ nyɛ papa. Yɛni soja membuo so ɛsɛ mpanimfoɔ de ɔmo na ɛsi so. Kabi ma min kabi na obiara ɛyɛ dɛ practice. O kabi na ɔne ne nya adwene ane nyɛ nkyɛ sɛ ɔtwe aba ɛde bu obi. Yɛbɛsere mpanimfoɔ.
And you see one thing I can say, you see the issue of do before you complain no. One say soldier from pesa pa. I must do before you complain. That do before they must know that do before you complain no.
Omo ho ne ye.
Omo ho dia omo di o. Say who pay you catch us say yeah, bibia do before. It's not for you to bring to the citizen. No.
But I say
civilians they can.
But I say